Hello everybody, my name is Kevin, and 2023 sucked. When it comes to my personal life, this year there has been a lot of horrible stuff that had happened. But I would rather not focus on that, and instead, in this video, I want to once again talk about the music side of things. Because in 2023, I went to a ridiculous amount of concerts and also bought a ridiculous amount of CDs, like a couple more than in 2019 even. Now that video in 2019 I kept really short because that was just going through like 60 CDs in like 9 minutes, and I won't go into too much detail in this video, just like in the last CD collection video, because then we would be here for like over an hour, and I don't really want that to happen. So I got my CD collection shirt on. Let's get into it. My CD collection of 2023. Starting off with Accept, Eat the Heat. Now this is their only album with David Reese on vocals. One of their weakest, sure, but it's still really good. And this is my favorite version of the album because it has 12 tracks on it, and it ends with the speed metal track D-Train, my favorite track on the record. Algiers, Shook, their most recent album. I saw them 3 days before this album came out in Vienna, and I decided to pick up a CD copy early. Alice Cooper's most recent album, Road. Not his best album from the 21st century, but it is a lot of fun, and this is the DVD version, which includes an entire concert from Hellfest in 2022. Oh, whoops, I should have gotten this album like 3 years earlier, but here I finally have Ariana Grande's Positions, which I didn't do a review of when it came out. I might do a review of it someday, but who knows. And this is of course the deluxe edition, which has 5 bonus tracks on it, although that only amounts to 10 minutes of extra material, so that's pretty funny. Björk's most recent album, Fosora. Hauntingly beautiful and very well produced. Carl Sentence, Electric Eye. So yes, this is the current singer of Nazareth, and this is his 2021 solo record. When I saw Nazareth in 2023, I met Carl once again, and he signed this album's booklet for me, and the album itself is fine. There's a whole bunch of generic rock stuff on here. I mean, it is pretty decent for the most part, but just not great. Carrie Rodriguez, She Ain't Me. This is her second album. She is a country artist who also plays the fiddle, and this was a really solid little country record. Hungarian electronic / space rock band Color Star with their 2014 album Solarize, which only comes in this like little cardboard thing, as you can see. The Darkness, Pinewood Smile. This is the version that has 4 bonus tracks on it, so the deluxe edition. Deep Purple in Rock. Finally got this legendary album in my collection, in its expanded edition, of course, as you can see. From Depeche Mode, I got Construction Time Again in a version that also features a DVD in it. And then I've also got Playing the Angel and their most recent album, Memento Mori. Rest in peace, Andy Fletcher. I saw these guys this year, and they were amazing. Ed Sheeran, number 5 collaborations project. Eels, The Cautionary Tales of Mark Oliver Everett, in its deluxe edition, as you can see here. From Falco, I sold my copy of his debut album, Einzelhaft, and picked up the deluxe edition, which was released early this year, and also the deluxe edition of his very underrated 1990 album Data the Groove, or Data the Groove, or however you say that. Okay, so next up we have Flying Colors, Third Degree. This is of course the third album from this prog rock supergroup of sorts, and this is a box set edition, a small little box set edition of the album, which is very good. But in this box set, let's check it out here very quickly. You could see that it's a clamshell box set, and here we've got a 40-page photo book. Very, very cool. And then we've got the original album right here, of course. Then we have a bonus CD, which includes some alternate takes and also a bonus track. And then we also have 2 coasters over here, which are a bit of a gimmick, honestly, because as soon as something spills on them, they just evaporate. So like I said, it's a bit of a gimmick, but it's a really cool box set, I would say. The band is, of course, Dave LaRue on bass guitar, Casey McPherson on lead vocals and guitars, Neil Morse on vocals, keyboards, and acoustic guitar, Steve Morse on lead guitar, and the great Mike Portnoy on drums, percussion, hand claps, and vocals. Foo Fighters, Concrete and Gold. Hungarian symphonic death metal band from the sky who are actually really awesome with their 2 albums Rex and Antarctica. I've got a couple stories about seeing them twice this year in concert, so stay tuned for those in my Concerts of 2023 video. German thrash metal legends Helloween with their debut album Walls of Jericho, which also has their first EP on it and a whole bunch of bonus stuff. Oh boy, isn't this dandy. Hungarian political punk band Hétköznapi Csalódások with their most recent album Rohanunk a Forradalomba, which means we're running to the revolution. And yeah, I'm not exactly all that educated on Hungarian political punk, but I actually enjoyed this album. Well, aside from one very unfortunate track title, but aside from that, I kind of enjoyed this album. French garage rock duo The Inspector Clouseau with their most recent album Horizon. These guys actually opened for Eels, which is very strange, but they do a whole bunch of very, very fun garage rock. They've been pretty consistent. And also, get this, they are farmers. Yes, indeed. Aside from being musicians, they are also farmers. They have a whole documentary about farming as well. I've talked to them, and they are really, really nice guys. From Iron Maiden, I got Peace of Mind and Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Jethro Tull, Catfish Rising. Hungarian hard rock band Kalapács, fronted by József Kalapács, and their 2015 album Enigma. The hottest band in the world, Kiss, have retired this year from touring. Well, kind of. They are going to continue on as avatars, just like ABBA. But here we have their album Unmasked, and also the most recent edition of their Off the Soundboard series, a concert from Poughkeepsie, New York, the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, on the 28th of November, 1984. This is their one of only two concerts where Mark St. John participated in the entirety of the concert as their guitar player, and you can see the set list right there. But because Mark St. John had a really bad hand infection, Paul Stanley had to play the guitar solo right there, and it is absolutely terrible. Like, all he does is like hammer-ons and like strange little noodling on the guitar, and he's just like pining out to the crowd, from what I've heard. And yeah, it's a very bad guitar solo, one of the worst I've ever heard. And also, it's just a very all over the place concert where they do a whole bunch of weird singing, and the vocals aren't always perfectly picked up from the microphone. Paul talks a bit too much, and also some songs they play really, really fast, like Detroit Rock City and Love Gun and Black Diamond, but that's just because Eric Carr liked to play really fast, and I love Eric Carr a lot. And this is a very solid concert, I would say. Very, very fun, even if not exactly, all that amazing. From Klaus Schulze, I got his classic 1975 album Time Wind, right here, the 2 CD edition, and also In Blue, of course, the 3 CD edition. And yeah, In Blue is incredibly long, but whatever. It's just really nice music, I would say. I miss Klaus Schulze. He's done a lot of really, really great stuff across his entire career. More German thrash metal titans. Here we've got Kreator with Coma of Souls and Outcast, both of them in their expanded editions, both of course having concerts on the bonus disc. And Outcast isn't all that great. It's decent, but not amazing or anything. Hungarian punk legends Kretenc with their Harminc öt év, or 35 Years compilation. Now, I thought these were like the original recordings of all of these songs, but nope. This is just the current version of the band re-recording all of these songs in like the 2010s, because this compilation came out in 2018, but I don't know when all of these re-recordings were recorded. But yeah, pretty cool, I would say. Lady Gaga, Dawn of Chromatica, Lordi, Scare Force 1, Mandoki Soulmates, Living in the Gap, plus the original version of Hungarian Pictures. And I mean, look at this lineup right here. I mean, look at all of these names attached to this album. Of course, the project being fronted by Leslie Mandoki, and by the way, here is the track list, because when you take off the little shrink wrap, this is actually on the back of it, but then it comes off, so this is the track list of the album. Morbid Angel, Covenant, Nazareth, Expect No Mercy, of course the expanded version, which almost doubles the length of the original album. Hungarian prog rock / space rock legends Omega with their 12th album A Föld Árnyékos Oldalán. Now, Grund Records has actually decided to reissue the entire Omega discography, along with a bunch of live albums and like compilations. And this album, which is very new wavy, they reissued it with well, there was like a Hungarian Live Aid concert in December of 1985, and Omega performed there for like half an hour, and they put the Omega section of the concert as the bonus tracks on this album. It's been 2 years and I still haven't reviewed this album, Pink Floyd's The Division Bell. I swear a review of it is coming soon. Queensryche with their self-titled debut EP from 1983. which then on the remaster they turned into an entire album when they included an entire Japanese concert as the bonus tracks. But that's still pretty cool. The debut album from Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. Hardstyle, or should I say Raw Style, produces Rebellion with the second dose. The first dose came out all the way back in 2020. And, this is like a lenticular thing, so you can see the teddy bear is, normal, then it gets its second dose, so to speak. And also this thing slips out from its case. That's what the back of that looks like, and it's the same with the actual CD. And also, I pre-ordered it. It's, the glare is insane right here. So, like I said, I pre-ordered it, and here we've got a picture of the guys. And like I said, because I pre-ordered it, I got it signed right there by the guys. And by the way, along with the album, Dirty Works sent me a whole bunch of stickers right here. One is like one of these, I don't know, Hardstyle Daily playlist stickers, and 3 of them are the second dose stickers. So that's pretty cool, though I have no idea where to place them. Red Hot Chili Peppers, Unlimited Love. Robbie Williams, Intensive Care. Sepultura, The Mediator, or Mediator, I don't know. I'm just gonna say the mediator between head and hands must be the heart. Now, this is supposedly a deluxe packaging which has a DVD in it. However, I got this for a fairly cheap price, and the thing is that this entire case is kind of like, ruined. And the thing is also that I checked the CD and the DVD, and they actually have glue on them. So I tried to play the CD, and it was going perfectly until the last track when it just stopped entirely, and I haven't even looked at the DVD yet, so I might actually return this. I just got this for a fairly cheap price, and then just, later on discovered that the discs actually have glue on them, so that's pretty unfortunate. I might actually, replace this album someday, who knows. Sheryl Crow, Threads. Now, of course, this is her last actual studio album, and this is the one where she collaborates with just an obscene amount of guests. Just so many of them. Scooter, The Age of Love, in its 20 Years of Hardcore Expanded Edition with 3 CDs. Status Quo, In Search of the Fourth Chord, which is the version that has 2 bonus tracks on it. And by the way, the booklet of this album, or this particular version at least, is absolutely beautiful. From Steve Hackett, I got Voyage of the Acolyte, his debut album, and also Genesis Revisited Live, Seconds Out and More, which is just one of the many recent live albums that he has released, where he has, done, Selling England by the Pound in its entirety live, and Foxtrot in its entirety live, or of course, on this album, the entire Seconds Out live album by Genesis. And when I met him, when he was performing with Hungarian jazz fusion band Jabe, or I think that's how you say it, the thing is, he signed this little card for me. Because when you take off the shrink wrap, this thing falls off, and then it's just like that. And Steve Hackett actually, signed something for me, which is absolutely insane to me. And this is a freaking great live album, by the way. Stormzy, Heavy as the Head. Swans, Leaving Meaning. I saw this band in Budapest back in November, and it was one of the best concerts I've seen this year, and it was absolutely amazing. I got to talk with their frontman, Michael Gira, as well. For 20 seconds about how much of a great concert this was and how much I love the band. And Gira actually signed this little booklet for me, which is actually a really big booklet, but whatever. Talus, 1985. This is an old band in which Billy Sheehan was the bass player, and the original band decided in the early 2020s to record all of these old songs that they planned to release as their 3rd album, but never got around to it, and then the band broke up, of course. And their lead singer unfortunately passed away right after he recorded all of his vocal parts. So, yeah, pretty solid album nonetheless. 21 Pilots, Blurry Face. UDO, Decadent, in the deluxe edition that features 2 bonus tracks. Oh my, so many Uriah Heep albums, of course all of them in their expanded versions. We've got Wonderworld, Abominog, Raging Silence, and Living the Dream, which also includes a DVD. And actually, I got Living the Dream on accident when I actually wanted to buy a copy of UFO's A Conspiracy of Stars, their last actual studio album, and instead the seller from Amazon sent me a a copy of Living the Dream, which I thought, you know what, I'll take it. I love that album. And speaking of UFO, here is their most recent guitar player, Vinnie Moore, with his 6th studio album from 2001 called Defying Gravity, which, as you can see, he signed for me when I met him. Prog rock legends, yes, with The Ladder, a very solid later period album for them. And finally, ZZ Top with their album 30. This collection is so insanely huge that it is basically impossible to fit it all into one ginormous shot. So yeah, that was my CD collection of 2023, everybody. If you like this video, then hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see what 2024 has in store for us. Alright? Cool. So, I'm Kev from Pest, and you just learned a bit more about music today.